I feel like the play is just going to be to simulate and see what happens. See if... Well, we do... I think we do still want to trade Josh Jacobs, which is our only other big contract. Just to see if that's going to make a difference. Because if it doesn't make a difference, I don't know what we're going to do. Because I don't know if this team is going to be good enough now that we've kind of poached it of 2 receivers and our 99 overall defensive end. So, who knows? Okay, well, let's ship off Josh Jacobs, shall we? I think it's about the only chance we got. In theory, not paying Jacobs and not paying Max Crosby over the course of a season should get us out of this. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what to do. Let's just hit get offers for now. See what we can muster. No trades we want to think about yet. This Quentin Johnson one's not bad, but it doesn't really serve the purpose of why we're trading him in the first place. 22-year-old star linebacker. Not really what we're looking at. Emeka Ibuka's already been paid. And after the Browns franchise, we already know how he simulates. Frank Ragnow's making too much money. J-Mo, Devin Duvernay, Tariq Woolen, Evan Stewart. That is a thought. He only makes 5.7. He's 86 overall, 24 years old. And we did nuke our receivers. So I would not make this trade if we weren't just looking for the best player that we can get back for a cheaper deal here. We're just trying to make this franchise last longer than this season. I think we're going to have to ship off Elijah Moore as well. Assuming anyone wants him. The Cowboys? Nope. Dolphins, we don't want to send him there. Falcons aren't a bad place to send him. They don't need a receiver. Neither do the Jets. Panthers. I'm looking for a team that has receiver on their needs list. The Bears. That's fine. They can have Elijah and DJ Moore. I don't need a receiver back. I'm going to try a first and a second. I don't think it's going to work. But we'll know how far off we are. Yeah. So let's just try the second round pick. We're already loaded on picks. So now, we got an absolute shit ton of cap space. We have cleared so much salary off this team. So over the course of a year, we should be able to get out of this deficit. We got $84 million in cap room. So, in theory, we'll be just fine. Even if this is a down year for the Raiders and we miss the playoffs, as long as we can get ourselves out of cap hell, or not even cap hell, financial hell, we'll be fine. We'll defend the medium pass on Joe Burrow for this game. Wow, this defense is weak. Okay, I don't hate these guys being in here. We also want our new quarterback, Gary Columbus, in here. These normal dev guys we don't really need. David Stone is that X Factor we traded for. He took Max Crosby's number too. Haha. Who else? Evan Stewart, another guy we just traded for. Gonna try and build the future of this team while also just hoping not to completely suck. Anthony Hill's still young. We can throw him in there. And then our two rookies with Hidden Dev, they can be in there. Well, we'll see what kind of season Gary Columbus has in the sim. He's not going to have much help in the running game, is he? To the depth chart. Gary Columbus, Atkinson. If Columbus gets hurt, we're going to be in real trouble. Tyquan Thornton, Ross Terry. We're not going to be very good. We want to see Steve Schmidt at fullback. Receivers, we got Olave, Duval. We want to put Evan Stewart up at 2. Duval at 3. Then Woodward at 4. And I feel like I'd rather play Huber than Calvin Austin. Tight ends, we still got Mayer, Otten, James Knox, who's not very good. Still got... Oh, no. Alright, we do have a guard. Not a good one. So what you're telling me... Alright, we'll leave it like that. Centers, we do still have Van Pran. Oh, this is not going to be a good season in the sim, is it? Not going to be a good season in the sim whatsoever. We cannot have that happen. Somebody's got to be... Maybe Cameron Holt? It works. Right tackle. I don't think Colton Miller's starting... Oh, he is starting at left tackle. Fasusi? What? What's our left tackle situation like? Miller, Thurston, Van Pran, Holt. What do you mean Fasusi can't start? He is already starting at center. No, he's not. He's not even on the depth chart for center. All right, let's just try and reset that. Or not Colton Miller. Fasusi. There, it worked. Bizarre. Right defensive end. That is where we want David Stone to be. Right? Right end, Chop Robinson. We'll put Tyree Wilson at backup as we just try and navigate through this season. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker. Right outside linebacker, we're good there. Corners, still good. Shiloh. Travion Mooring. We got bodies. That's all we care about. Got bodies to get through this season. So, let's simulate through the year. Now that we've absolutely nerfed this team. We have $80 million in cap space. We've freed up a bunch to try and get out of this deficit. If the deficit doesn't start going down throughout these weeks, then we're gonna have a problem. But week 1 against the Bengals. Okay, somehow we won. Let's take a look at our finances. We made $7 million last week, so that's good. It's all revenue. Our income, 13 million. Expenses, 5 million. Okay, in theory, that should get us out of this. As long as that stays going down. That's all we need. Plus, winning the first game is going to help. We've got Dylan Raiola to deal with. This would be a shock if we somehow found a way to win this game. Raiola's pretty darn good. Get that in there so we get this moving along. Week 2 sim. Oh, we got to choose the draft class. There is a 2029 draft class. So, we'll see what this class looks like. I have no idea how... I mean, these guys are like sophomores in high school right now. 2028, 2029 by Jack Move. Just need to keep seeing that income be higher than our expenses. A problem. Oh, Jesus Christ. Giants and Commanders locker rooms have no hot water and players cannot shower. Interesting. What? That is the most FedEx Field thing I've ever heard. Denver Broncos, week 2. All we need to see is that debt go down. It did. It did, and we won again. Well, winning is definitely going to help this thing out as we fight to get another 7 million revenue week. If we keep that up, we're in a good spot. These have stagnated, but that's okay. If we continue to make 7 million every single week, we're in a good spot. Debt Simulator. Back from wall farts. I do apologize. We only scored 3 with the Red Wings and lost in a shootout. So that didn't go according to plan. Unfollows. All right. The deficit is going down. That's all we need to see. Anthony Hill getting an upgrade. Unfortunately, I think this is going to get worse before it gets better, because let's see who's ready to negotiate. Bear Alexander is probably going to, unfortunately, have to go. Evan Stewart, Jordan Davis. Oh, Gary Columbus we may have to pay. I don't know. We may just have to take the hit on that. But we'll wait. We'll wait until we actually have some money. But the way things have been going, we're all good. We're 2-0, by the way. That's something that I did not expect with this bare bones roster. We're 3-0. How did I gut this team? I think that was another 7 million revenue week. We're down to minus 10 million. 7.6 million in revenue. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. Weekly strategies against the Miami Dolphins. I mean, if we can even make the playoffs, I mean, that's good as well. We'll try and focus the medium pass on Tua. And we don't really have a running back, but we don't really have a good quarterback right now either. So in theory, we should be out of debt in 2 weeks. As long as things keep going according to plan. Fasusi and Sidney Knight, 2 of our rookies, getting upgrades. Just imagine the Raiders being broke. The number went up. Why did the number go up? We lost 2 million. Oh, I was on the road. So if you're on the road, you lose money? Uh-oh. So we're just going to kind of break even. All right. Fair enough. Well, we're at home for week 5. So hopefully we have an extra home game to kind of break us out of this. We've got Malachi Nelson to worry about. And Travis Hunter. This feels like an L. I also didn't even notice. Did we win that game? We'll find out here in a moment. No, we did not. 35-21 loss. Fair enough. But we got back-to-back home games, so let's hope we can dig ourselves out of the hole. Gary Columbus up to a 77 overall. Here we go. All right, there we go. We're back on track. I think that was actually a good week. We lost the game. 7.6 million, back on track there. So we should be above the number after we simulate week 6, because we have another home game. But then we might dip back below it. We got Jared Goff to worry about. The defending Super Bowl champion LA Rams and quarterback Jared Goff. Even with this awful roster we've put together, we may find a way to win this game. We are in... What week are we in? Week 6. We'll do a stat check on our clown roster after this. Chop Robinson going to get up to an 84. And we simulate. So let's just hopefully enjoy having about $2 million in funds here in a second. 2.8 million. We're above the number. And we won the game. 27-14. So time for a stat check. I am not expecting much. Gary Columbus is kind of performing right at kind of Penix numbers, so we didn't take a big hit there. The running game is what's the problem. Evan Stewart. Yeah, yards are not good for Gary Columbus. Touchdowns, but they are kind of around that Penix number. Michael Penix never set the world on fire for us. We've got the 3-3 Panthers. We're on the road here for 2 weeks, so we're probably going to dip below our number to gain. Short pass on Bryce Young. We'll try and let Gary Columbus cook the majority of these games, given that we have Tyquan Thornton as our running back. Upgrades. Holy shit, has Miles Jack regressed? Wasn't he at 83 or something when we got him? Good God. Alright. Give me the negative. A loss to the Panthers, but we're only $33,000 in debt. And a new injury. Uh-oh. Colton Miller. Our stud left tackle. That is not going to make things easy for Gary Columbus. Plus an L to the Panthers. Mock draft number 2. This is actually interesting because we do have, I think, quite a few picks this draft. However, they're not very good. We only have 2 first-rounders? I thought we had more. That's really probably not the worst thing in the world. 5-2 Houston Texans. Stroud. Dameon Pierce to worry about. Now Will Anderson. Will Anderson never grows, dude. Alright, we're going to throw it deep with Columbus. Let Gary Columbus cook. Let Gary Columbus grow into, hopefully, the quarterback that is going to lead this Las Vegas Raiders team back to the Super Bowl. In time. We may have to do this for a while. Bear Alexander, Shiloh Sanders, and Sean Duvall getting upgrades. Weekly awards. Who did it? Miles Jack, 15 tackles and a sack. Nice performance out of Miles Jack. All right. The Texans. Another away game. So our deficit will be a couple million probably. 2.3. So when we're... Now we got back-to-back home games. So in theory, we should be about 10, 12 million to the good. After this. Chiefs are going to railroad us. Wouldn't it be funny if this is the year that we beat the Chiefs? That'd be hilarious. Okay. Player upgrades. I mean, we made our way out of like a $30 million deficit in just a few weeks, so that's good. We're not going to have really a whole lot of money to do anything. I mean, really, we're going to be fine if we can just avoid, like, signing bonuses. Those are what's just killing every franchise I do. Okay, we're 4.8 million to the good. I think that's about on schedule. Lost 24-6, however. 7.2, the revenue down a little bit. Ticket prices in the upper section have been mostly well received by fans. In theory, if we drop these just a little bit, we'll sell more. So just slight drops. We'll try that as an experiment. Because the team is going in the wrong direction. We got more weekly awards. Nakobe Dean. We got some linebackers on this team. Yeah, we had to pause the Red Wings to watch the end of that game. What a nice comeback. 17 points in 2.5 minutes. But meanwhile, the Las Vegas Raiders are just hovering around broke. So we are, we're not really tanking. I think we're a game under 500 now. But we gotta earn some money again. All the guys on this Raiders team that we had come to know and love, they're all gone because we simply couldn't afford them. Keon is gone, but that happened before. He never grew. He was hovering at 80 overall. I didn't even see him in the playoff run when we lost to the Steelers, and like he wasn't on the field. I don't know. He was like 3rd or 4th on the depth chart, and we never saw him on the field. So we let him go. But now we're $9 million to the good. Got an away game followed by a home game. This could be a long rebuild to get us up into a comfortable financial position. We may have to play a little money ball. And really, the contracts that we're signing are not what were killing us, but the signing bonuses. Because those come out of your funds just immediately. And then you got to play the salaries. And, I mean, we did buy quite a bit in free agency, to be fair. We may just moneyball it in free agency right before the season starts here for a while. So there's no signing bonuses. QB1 is a guy we traded for at the start of the 2027 season. He was buried on the Chiefs depth chart. A guy named Gary Columbus, who I'm not certain if he's going to be our long-term solution, but he's our quarterback number 1 for now because we really don't have anybody else. We had to send Penix away. In reality, did we really? Probably not, but it worked out. Another loss to the Chiefs. We scored 13 points against the Chiefs in both games. Not great. Weekly strategies. I'm not seeing upgrades for Gary Columbus, Arch Manning, and Zach Charbonnet. I think just how bad this team is finally catching up with us. Gary's a 77 overall. But that's star dev. We should really probably try and stay away from star devs for a while. Anthony Hill Jr. getting an upgrade, which isn't probably going to mean much because I think we're going to have to let him go. I think we get the playoff picture after this week. We're not going to be in it. Play a good New Orleans team. Wow, we won. We're 5-7. But not in the playoff picture. Nor did we think we'd be. Maybe by the time we're ready to compete again, maybe Mahomes will be retired. Wouldn't that be ideal? However, Dominic Raiola here with the Denver Broncos would probably be the issue. We're $10 million to the good. We're going to take about a $2 million hit here on the road. Defend the deep pass on Raiola. I guess we'll try and run. 31st offense, 28th defense. That is unfortunate. We did win the Super Bowl against the Commanders and Shadur Sanders. And then the year after, we made the playoffs, again as the 6th seed, had to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers and lost a close game. I want to say it was 32-31 final. Upgrade for Gary Columbus. There we go. We've got our bye week. That sounds like just a whole bunch of losses. Hopefully that doesn't drop us back down under the number. So all we have to do is make sure we don't have a debt. Lose $2 million there. Shiloh is still here. This may be his last year. I don't know how much money we're going to have to re-sign anybody. He isn't growing much at all either. His highlight on this team is picking off his brother in the Super Bowl. Well, let's see what the bye week does to our finances. Late bye. We actually made money. That's kind of shocking. How much? 2.7 million. The ticket sales are not good. Should I just basement the prices? I mean, we are struggling. In theory, drop these as low as we can. We'll sell more. We could relocate? With what money? We'll just do that. Got a home game. Relocate the Raiders again. Sell the team and ship them to Canada. Can we even move a team to Canada? I don't know. Got the 9-4 Buccaneers at home. Let's see if dropping those ticket prices works. I don't think it did. Wow, we got shut out. We got shut out. Is my depth chart still fine, or do we just... Are we that bad? Gary Columbus is still starting. We're just trying to fight for this franchise to keep it going. I hate being able to do... We get 5 years or 6 years into a franchise, and the financial probation is just always on our ass. I'm wondering if maybe for future franchises we can avoid that by being a head coach. We were broke. We were anywhere from $50 to $30 million in debt. And it puts you on financial probation, and if you don't get out of debt, the franchise ends. It's what happened with Cleveland. That's why we went for broke and tried to win a Super Bowl and did. This one, however, we're trying to just keep this franchise going. So the necessary evil is to probably suck for a little bit, unfortunately. This is an away game, I think. But we have made like $40 million throughout the course of this season, so that's good. We may just sell and sell hard. Week 17, Raiders have no shot at the playoffs. I keep doing this weekly strategy, and I don't think it really means anything. Brock Purdy has certainly fallen off, but Bijan's a 99. Fucking great. Let's try and run with our wide receiver. Worst offense, 30th defense. Do we have a mock draft to look at yet? I doubt it. I don't think it's probably changed. I think we get the next mock draft after the season ends. Right? Brock Purdy. The 49ers are probably falling apart now. I know McCaffrey was regressing hard. Atlanta looks good, though. They don't have a good record, but looks like a solid enough team. $9 million. Oh, God. We are not going to make that much money this season at all. As this is going to go down again. Week 18. Jonathan Taylor and Jack Moynihan. We have a Brady on the Colts. This is obscene. Ask the Saudis for some oil money. Well, if there was a way to just finance the team, I'd do it. But I don't know if there is. Last week of the regular season. Hopefully I just want a Pro Bowler. David Stone gets an upgrade. That's his first of the entire season. Not great out of the newly acquired Superstar X Factor. Not phenomenal. We lost, but we are above the number. We are above the number. Manage staff. We don't want to do anything to our staff. We want to keep Tomlin, Sirianni, and DeMeco Ryans. I am the problem here. It is not their head coaching. We won more games than I thought this roster was capable of. View the playoff bracket after the 2028 season. The Texans are the 1 seed in the AFC. Chiefs and Titans in the 2-7. Jets and Browns in the 3-6. Steelers and Chargers. Ben Johnson isn't in the game, I don't think. Steelers and Chargers in the 4-5. The Packers are the 1 seed on the NFC side. Buccaneers and Vikings in the 2-7. Cowboys and Philly in the 3-6. And the Niners haven't fallen completely to shit. It is Niners and Commanders in the 4-5. I'm fairly certain the Vikings beat us in the playoffs as a 7 seed. They won that first Super Bowl that we went to with the Raiders. All right. After one round of the playoffs, the 2 seed Chiefs advanced. The 6 seed Browns over the New York Jets, and the 5 seed Chargers advance. They take on Kansas City. Browns are in Houston. The Vikings is the 7 seed. Take out the Vikings just look like the Rams from a season ago. From the 7 seed, they beat the 1, 2, and 3 all the way to the Super Bowl championship. Dallas beats Philly, and San Francisco beats Washington. The Rams with Jared Goff. Yes, Jared Goff went from the 7 seed in the 2027 season, took out the 1, 2, and 3, and won the Super Bowl. Insane. Texans beat the Browns, and the Chargers beat the Chiefs by 10. That's a huge win for them. Justin Herbert wants that Super Bowl. Green Bay beats Minnesota, so no magical NFC 7 seed run this year. Dallas takes care of San Francisco. Green Bay and Dallas, a dangerous matchup, and Tennessee and LA. Could the Super Bowl be going back to a LA team for the 2nd straight year? Let's see. No, the Houston Texans as the 1 seed have made the Super Bowl. And the Dallas Cowboys beat the 1 seed Packers by 10 to advance. So we have a Texas Super Bowl. Please tell me the Super Bowl's in Texas. That'd be great. Let's take a look at the Pro Bowl roster and see if we had anybody. Josh Jacobs makes the Pro Bowl, but we traded him away. No wide receivers. I was hopeful for Chris Olave. That didn't happen. Max Crosby. Again, not with our team anymore. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is a fucking perennial Pro Bowler. Good Lord. And he simulated in this franchise better than he did when we had him with the Browns. Travis Hunter. I don't think the Raiders had a single Pro Bowler, not even a punter. That is unfortunate. But we're 15 million above the number. This is good. And it's been going up. Now it's 18. Yearly awards. I can't imagine we have much of this. Malachi Nelson is league MVP for the Titans. Shadur Sanders finishes 3rd. Arch Manning 6th. Bruce Gordon, the new quarterback of the Niners, finishes 9th. Coach of the Year to the Texans, Clyde Holland. Mike McCarthy with Dallas. Mike Tomlin should be in the running, just having to deal with the shitty roster I gave him. Josh Jacobs wins Offensive Player of the Year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me guess, Max Crosby wins Defensive Player of the Year. Wow. Oops. Defensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby finishes 2nd. We could have had the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Years if we weren't broke. Chop Robinson does finish 4th. Unfortunately, I think he's up for a contract extension, isn't he? Or did we deal with that last year? Rookie of the Year. Nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody. Best quarterback. To the shock of nobody, Gary Columbus is not here. Josh Jacobs wins Best Running Back. Best Wide Receiver. No Olave. Offensive line. No Raiders. Defensive line. Max Crosby, but Chop Robinson was 3rd. Surprisingly, none of our defensive tackles, because they're all still here, in Jordan Davis and Bear Alexander. That's surprising. Tyree Wilson, 6th best linebacker. Best defensive back. Didn't think we'd have anybody. Best kicker. Daniel Carlson finishes 9th. And now we simulate Super Bowl 63. I have no idea where the game is. I wish I could figure that out. Dallas and Houston. To the season recap. The Houston Texans beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl 27-21 to win their first Super Bowl championship. Wow. That was their first AFC title. CJ Stroud is a Super Bowl champion. Jalen Petre is the Super Bowl MVP at safety. This game loves giving the Super Bowl MVP to a defensive player.